Got to say actually. Barnsley, I hope I do not see softs out there. The softs are going to die straight away. But we are. The lights are out. Zelix runs us away. DRS enabled already. What has gone on there? Just quick pick is in first, but he's just not, is he? Zelix in first. Leading from GoBucks, then Bahamut. Bag ones. Lost quite a few positions already. As we see Zelix already disappearing. Bahamut and GoBucks battling hard. Zelix already a second away. And now, is that Jinxed trying to be in the battle as well? Jinxed up there with GoBucks. Mischief down in P9. Ferrari driver dropped down a few positions. Barnsley up to P7. So I'll have a look. Positions gained and lost. We'll look towards the front. As there's now a gap from Bahamut back to GoBucks. He's had to deal with blocking off Martin. A lot of drivers towards the back. Up one, down one, up one, down one. The main winners of this first lap. Oh! Is that Martin round? Our championship contender Martin is round. Did he get wing damage? I don't think he did. He is in P12 now. And he's in the same battle as Mischief. He's further up the grid than Mischief, but now he's going to have to deal with getting through the pack. We'll have a look here. Zelix, 1.6 seconds clear of Bahamut, who's out the DRS of GoBucks. Who's out the DRS of Bag 1. He's almost out the DRS of Barnsley. I mean, it's still what you would say a big pack. There's no one really broken away, but Mike P is really struggling there at the back. Got to say, time penalties are going to be a big issue for some drivers. I've just seen Barnsley, I think, get 2 maybe there. Tyres, that is why Barnsley may have gained so many of those positions. He is on the softs. A lot of drivers on the mediums, some on the hards. Hards feel very, very nice here. GoBucks is in the DRS of Bahamut. Yeah, hards feel really, really good. They feel quicker than mediums, and I think they are actually quicker than mediums. That's what has happened. Martin, he's in a wall. Martin, our championship contender. Now it's a Mercedes 1820. He's going to have to pray for a safety car, really, unless he's got wing damage. Now, is that an end plate gone? Look at me with my F1 knowledge. He has some of his front wing. As Inazuma, Aston Martin has lost a whole host of positions. CD's not here. So we see Mischief just absolutely tagging Jinxed. We're going to see any dive bombs here. We do not. Have a look further forward. GoBucks is now right on the rear. Oh, I say right on the rear. He's still in that DRS of Bahamut. Still that almost 2-second gap to Zelix as well. And now Bammert had a loss of traction. Gobux is going to look to eye up a move on this straight. And now the Alpine. Maybe looking to chase down the V-Carb. He looks to take the position. But don't forget the second dose of DRS. And now, it's a big old battle in this mid-pack. Psycho goes wide, but he has got many drivers. What is going on here? This train is still massive. Martin is so far gone, so far back. He's put onto the hards. This one needs a safety car. Looks to be jinxed. He's alive. Looks like he could have maybe lost control there. Him in this train. Barnsley gets the 3-second time penalty. I mean, we saw him collect a couple of warnings, most likely. But now Jinx is really struggling. Barnsley's in the pits off of these softs. I mean, they were always going to die. I'm not really sure what the strategy was. It's going to be a 2-stop or onto hards for the whole race. It's going to be a real struggle. What will the Sauber driver put on? He's put on the hards. Insane undercut? Question mark? He's gained a lot of positions, but then he's going to lose them probably due to this undercut. As what has happened here? Gobux is in the wall. What has happened? The Alpine in 7th place right now. Too sure what happened. Dave Dyke and the Williams up a lot of positions. Gobux now has a penalty as well. As he's really struggling. Half spins and now loses even more positions. These mediums do not feel good after a while, and obviously with the spin, he is going to be feeling that completely. Feeling his tyres even more than he would have before. As what's happened here, Gobux is retired. On track, virtual safety car. Mike P looked to have just gone through Quit Pig. Through the VSC. Want to make sure there's no drive-throughs here. How comes? Xerix is so far clear. Couple of drivers in the pits off the mediums. 10 seconds for spinning the pit lane in a Zuma. In the Aston. Wow. How is Zenix so far away from Bahamut? Bahamut's going to be trying to make sure he's going to be trying his hardest not to get the drive-through again. Long virtual safety car. Or maybe these drivers are just... Yeah, the Delta's probably... So there's a whole host of cars. Barnsley gets a drive-through. Just after pitting for hards, he now has a drive-through penalty that he needs to serve. There's what's gone on there. Dave really struggling for grip. He's ended up almost in a wall. Now he's in a wall. No damage, but just really struggling for grip on those mediums. Go further afield, up the grid. The massive gap. Mischief in 4th position. Dave now pits. He was struggling already. Inazuma's in the pits. Serving in 10 seconds. Currently, we'll have a look. Penalties, 3 for Quit Pig, drive through for Barnsley, and 10 for Inazuma, who will have that knocked off in a second. There we go. So only the 2 Saubers now with penalties. Barnsley's is quite a bit heavier than Quit Pig's. Guido battling hard with Aaron B, who's made up a lot of positions, I think. 7 positions. Guido maybe looking down the outside, down the inside. Doesn't have the speed for it. If we have a look, Mischief's now in 4th place, and Martin struggling down in 18th position. Did I not call it? Obviously, plenty of the race still to go. You can see little R&B, Matty Cece in 10th position. Is it going to be his? Not first point? No, I'm sure Matty's got points before. I'm sure he has. It will be his first points haul. Bond's now in the pit, serving the drive-through. Psycho loses 2 positions. Train goes from 7th to 10th. Matty at the back of that train. A couple of drivers like Dave have already pit. Barnes already pit. Martin and Inazuma onto the mediums. Serve that. I mean, I feel like you serve that to get rid of the 10 seconds. The mediums is not the play. It's going to be a 2-stopper for Inazuma, surely. Jinx gets the penalty. Psycho down the inside of 1, needs to make sure he doesn't clatter into Guido. Right now Zenix 3.5 seconds clear. And on the mediums as well. Bag 1. Trying his absolute hardest to get in the DRS. He's just slightly out of it. Bahamut sitting in P2. And Zenix gets a sorry. And Zenix gets a 3-second time penalty. And maybe this is the chance for other drivers, if there's a safety car. Could be ruined here. Maybe it's a chance for other drivers, such as Bahamut, bag 1. Aaron's now in the pits off of the mediums. But with how nice the hards are, I would probably do an undercut as well. Bag 1, just a little bit burning, and he would be in the DRS. Oh, never mind, he's 1.7 seconds away. As Jinx now facing the wrong way. Dave gets a 3 seconds. Jinx. What has happened? It was all going so well for the V-Carb team. And Jinx himself, and now he's down into P11. Had an incident. A couple of drivers now in the pits. Dragon closing down on Bahamut. Bag one's still not in the DRS of Bahamut. It's battle for the mid-table, or the 8th position, 7th position. Is Rife. Haas are doing quite well. P2, P6. Maverick pits off of those mediums. Guido leading this train. As the Ferrari of Chisholm right behind him. He's pitting again. What's going on at the back? As Guido leads Chisholm. Jinx retires from the session. Retires in the pits. 6 seconds of penalties, but you feel like he had something more to give, really. Guido. Does Chisholm go for the move? Gets round the outside and should have this move done and dusted. Should have the position. Struggles on the exit. Guido's right behind. Now Guido's going to have the DRS. You feel like Matty's too far back to think about a move. What can Guido do? Doesn't need to have any ERS. Chisholm goes round the outside, tries to. Guido has that inside line and has the position back. But Chisholm may choose to dive bomb. As they all come out unscathed. You're battling 10 seconds for bag one, speeding the pit lane. You feel like he could have really been in a shout for winning this race. Wasn't too far off of Bahamut. Onto the hards now. How long will Zenix and Bahamut take these mediums? Those two and CD, who is still an AI. Oh, sorry, and Guido are the drivers that are yet to pit off of those mediums. So let me quickly finish this so I can properly get right into the commentary. As now Zenix pits. Bahamut gets the 3 seconds. The top two have penalties. As Mischief goes through on those hards. Alternate strategies. Mischief has a chance now. I mean, he could have a chance to almost secure the championship. Guido gets the 3 seconds. Will Zenix and Bahamut come out? I mean, will they come out? I guess they were the last to pit. They could come out. Behind any Psycho. Well, Zenix has. Bahamut has come out behind Bag 1, who pit a lap earlier. The undercut has worked for Bag 1, but he does have that 10 second time penalty. Of course, if it's unjust, then he doesn't have to. He can not serve it and get it removed. Even then. Zenix right on the back of Nini Psycho. Hits the back of him. And this is what happened last race. It's on fresher tyres. Didn't consider the pace of the other drivers that haven't pit yet. And that is how he lost his P1. He will be trying his absolute best not to do that again. And he has managed to not bin Nini Psycho. Bahamut definitely be slowed down by this pack here. Of course, remember he is battling with Bag 1. The Zenix can get away. Oh, he's glitched. Bag 1 is also getting held up by Chisholm. You feel like If Bagwan goes through and Bahamut doesn't, could be an issue. Bagwan gets the DRS. Chisholm doesn't have it. Bahamut's using any ERS he can. Bagwan also has no ERS. That's all Bahamut. Sit behind the Williams driver and get him on this next straight. Looks to be the case. As now, Bahamut. Eyes up the move. Eyes up. The Williams has no ERS left. He gets the move done. On Bagwan. Further forward. Mischief on those hards. Expect him to be on those for maybe a couple more laps. Zenix is massively gaining time. Maybe Mischief's too far back. I mean, no, because of the 3 seconds as well. Psycho's off the track. He's going to have Bahamut and Bagwan close behind. Pig and Matty CC. Matty, that is definitely an illegal overtake if I've ever seen one. Tries to hang it around the outside of the track. And what's happened? What has happened? Dave is in a wall. He is back out. The new driver is struggling. Say, in a zoom of 3 seconds. Matty gets Quick Pig. Half, almost. They almost collide properly. Martin now ahead of Barnsley. These two need to work together on those really quite old hards. They can go to the end. And now the Hasses swap positions as Dave Dyke has retired. Psycho's really struggling, but he could hold up Bag 1 nicely for his teammate. Maverick on the fresher hards. Let's go on the outside here. Could wait for the straight. He wants that position now. Maverick in the Red Bull. Goes round the outside. Backs off. And now he goes through. Almost contacts, but Maverick goes through on those younger tyres. And now, Aaron B out of nowhere dives both of them. Forces Soccer Boy to, he forces Quick Pig to lose the position. But now, both of them have the DRS anyway. Maverick has gone up the road. Psycho. Now, will he dive? Bagwan doesn't really have the tyres to. Aaron B, Matty CC, and Quick Pig. If these two aren't careful, they might lose the DRS of Aaron B. I think they that might be the case already. As this looks like a cracky battle between these two normally back markers, but they're doing pretty well in this race. You see, lovely aerial shot here. Quick Pig's the first into the sector. Drops behind Matty after a poor exit. Now these two keep on going. When will they pit? Will they pit at the same time? No, they won't. Quick Pig goes into the pits. Chisholm goes into the pits. Mischief is still out, even though Zenix is catching quite drastically. There we go, right. charging my phone. Alright. Mischief still in the lead. Of course, on those old, hard tyres. Aaron, right behind Maverick. Guido, right behind Matty Cici. As now Mischief's in the pits, where will he come out? He'll be on those fresh mediums. At the same time, I don't really rate the mediums here. However, still for the effect, should still come out P5 and with no penalties. The question is, can he chase down Zenix and Bahamut? Mainly Zenix. I feel like he could have Bahamut on those fresh mediums. Now Matty Cici and Barnsley both pit. Barnsley manages to get ahead of the Alpine. And it is a 3-stop from Barnsley. Very interesting strategy. I mean, I was scared he was going to do that with the softs at the start. Not sure I really rate the strategy much. As now we look further forward. Maverick, head of Aaron B. Definitely cuts the corner there, Maverick. Aaron goes through down the inside. Martin, on these hards, that's what I thought Barnsley may do, is just stick it out. Obviously those hards going to start to wear, but Martin does look like he has a position on Guido. And he is slowly making his way through the pack. 3.7 seconds to Maverick and Aaron. Of course, Guido won't want Martin to get out the DRS just like that, as now Nidhi Psycho goes into the pits. For his 18 lap hold. Why does that happen? For his 18 lap hold. Hards are now onto the mediums. The Haas driver, the other Haas driver in P2. Bag 1 still right near behind him. And Mischief into P4 now. 8 seconds behind Bag 1. Remember, he doesn't have a single penalty. Barnsley gets another 3 seconds, I think. Maybe his first. No, another 3 seconds. Now he's got 6 seconds. Bag 1, don't forget, he's got the 10-second penalty. It's going to be Mischief on the podium. Guido with 3. Quick Pig with 3. Barnsley with 6. Charlie Petrie in the Sauber sandwich. Quick Pig looks to be moving away on his fresh mediums. And you expect Barnsley to get the move done at Charlie Petrie at some point. Barnsley. Oh, what is this camera? And they could bring Matty Cici into this. Charlie Petrie hits the back of Quick Pig. Maverick 3 seconds in his battle with little Aaron B. Mischief's got that gap now down to 7 seconds to Bag 1. Martin, no penalties, remember. He's ahead of Nidhi Psycho, maybe not for long. Matty Cici gets the 3 seconds. Bag 1, he is just very, very close to the DRS. Every lap he's close. Goes wide there. I feel like he just pushed a little bit on the in the ERS. But maybe Bahamut is pushing on the ERS every single lap. Mischief gets the 3 seconds. And that was his way through, surely, not to the podium, but no, at the end of this straight. Shiny Peachy's lost a couple of positions, clips the back of the Alpine. Matty CC on the fresh mediums. What can he do? Will he sit behind Shiny Pichu? No, he will not. Battle is intensifying. A lot of drivers now. From 12th back, but Quick Pick has got a bit of a gap. Maybe you feel Barnsley could work together to get their way through the field, or try and hold off of Shiny Pichu and Matty. But the fact Mischief has got a 3-second time penalty is huge. Maybe his mediums die out before he can really reach bag 1. He would have got in the 3 seconds. Assume. Yeah, Bahamut is using all the ERS he can. What's happened? Yellow flag for no reason. Nice. Maverick still right behind Little Aaron B, who still has no penalties whatsoever. Psycho in 8th right now on the very fresh mediums with no penalties. You'd expect he should be able to get through Guido and, and then Maverick. Oh, sorry. It's further back, yeah. 2 Salbers. Maybe that was Quick Pig letting Barnsley through. Maybe it was Barnsley going through automatically. They are still at the DRS of Matty and Shiny Peachy, who fight for the last point. Shiny Peachy still with no penalties whatsoever. Maverick with all the ERS. Is he able to get Little Aaron B? Doesn't go for the move quite yet. Should be waiting for the DRS straight. They are 16 seconds off of Mischief in 4th. Master's going to be dying on those hards. However, if he can manage to stay in 9th position, it's going to be a heavy advantage to Mischief. But he's still in with the fight, with a realistic chance. As Guido sends it round. No contact, but Guido takes a lot of that curb. Yes, as a punishment for that deep first part of the chicane, first corner. He does drop back to 8th position. Now you see this array of cars. Aaron B leads them. Expect Nearly Psycho should be at the front of this. However, he hasn't managed to get through yet. Mischief 5 seconds away from bag 1. However, we see this battle for P5. Of course, these penalties are going to come back to bite Maverick and Guido. Martin could have a shot of staying with trying to get within that 3 seconds of Guido. But now we come up to the DRS. Detection zone. Will Aaron B lose any positions? And if so, how many? As Maverick goes down the inside. Nearly Psycho. What is this camera angle? Maverick's the only one that goes through. What is this camera angle? Cheers game. I don't want to see this. As Psycho's there as well. Can he make his way through the middle? A little bit of lag. Psycho. Through goes Psycho. Will he be able to hold the position? Yes, he can. As Psycho leads the pack now. Maverick gets the 3 seconds. If we look further back, is it the 2 Red Bulls side by side? This is a proper send from one of them. Guido, who gets the 3 seconds again. Both of them have 6 seconds. Mischief just needs to be within 7 seconds of bag 1 to get that last podium position. But yeah, the fact that Guido and Maverick both have 6 seconds is going to very much help Martin. I'm not going to get rid of all of these. Mike. Not too far off Chisholm. In DRS range. But as we move to the front, not too long left of this race as Zenix looks to win his second track in a row. The second round in a row. Second race in a row. On track. Of course, he lost the last one off track. But unlike the last one, he has got a huge lead. However, like the last one, he has led this one almost all of the race. Bag one. Martin gets the 3 seconds. What's going on here? Maverick drops behind. Because 3 seconds, that is crucial. If Guido can get away and he's out the DRS, Martin could get held up here. Bag one, almost in the DRS. Not quite. Both these drivers not on the overtake. But if Bag one gets a good corner, he flies far too deep. He could be there as Bahamut. He's got the DRS. Bag one after so many laps has got the DRS. But he does have the 10 seconds. I forgot about that. Oh, you made me excited there, but yeah, Bag one with the 10 seconds. Now with those hards, they are getting away from the medium runners. Maverick in this battle. Mike gets Chisholm, even though, I mean, Chisholm's mediums are going to start suffering. I mean, Bag one, if he can get this time penalty removed, it could be P2. However, if he doesn't, P4. Martin, start the DRS of these drivers battling, but it is Guido gone. And it looks to be like Guido could maybe take P7, Aaron in P6. But Aaron struggles a little bit on the exit, takes too much that inside curb. Doesn't have any ERS either. Mike P and Chisholm swapping positions yet again. Currently a Sauber 12-13, but of course with Shani Pichu he could. No, he's likely going to go into P13. But it is a really poor showing from Aston Martin and from Sauber. And from Alpine with that GoBucks DNF. Bag one now out of the DRS of Bahamut. Well, we had a brief moment where he was in the DRS. Brief moment of excitement. As now Martin could be in the DRS of these two in front fighting. In terms of the teams most happy. I mean, Ferrari still have easily done enough to move themselves, to move themselves on the doorstep of that Constructor Championship. But Haas have shown, you know, they are a team. I think the two dream teams, the two most equal teams of Tier 6 are the Haas's and the McLarens. I mean, you can see by where they are, 2nd and 5th, and then 8th and 11th. Obviously, these two Red Bulls, 6th and 7th right now. Very good showing from the Red Bull duo. Psycho battling absolutely no one, but of course, if his mediums keep like this, maybe Guido can close the gap down. Martin's now right on the back of little Aaron B. It won't matter unless Aaron is likely to get a time penalty. Bag one has got the DRS. They are catching up to a back marker, which is Mr. Seedy, who is AI. Not a great performance from Mercedes, and maybe Haas will have enough to go clear of them. And VCarb could as well, but with Jinx DNFing, probably not. So now Chisholm, Speed, and Mike P battling as ever for that P10 position. Aaron B. And Martin. Martin gets around the outside. Very nice move from the Mercedes. In terms of penalties, wants to stay within 3 seconds of Guido. Maybe get into P6. So what's happened here? Chisholm and Mike have collided. What's happened here? Bag 1. Right on the back of CD. Maverick's got a little gap to Martin. Will that gap stay? Possibly not. But with Martin under pressure from Aaron, as we're likely to see at the end of this sector. In this corner. Mischief could get bag 1 on the road. Of course it wouldn't matter. Matty Cece gets to 3 seconds. And it doesn't matter at all. Nice. Aaron. Is that Aaron? Aaron and Martin. Martin down the inside. Does he keep the position? Aaron. They're going to be side by side through this third sector. Martin is going to have to cede the position. Can Aaron keep it through this third sector? They are very, very close. Martin right on the rear of Aaron, dropping off a little bit. Of course, this is meaningless when Martin has a 6-second time penalty or 3-second time penalty and Aaron has none. However, Martin doesn't want to be too bogged down in this battle that he's not in 3 seconds of Maverick. And it looks to be this battling is not helping Martin one bit. And all these points. Oh. And that is Maverick in the grass. What has happened to the Red Bull? Commentator's curse. And now he's far away from Martin, but not for good reason. Martin with 25 lap-old hards. Battling with 19 lap-old hards. Aaron. But we are on the last lap. I'm forgetting how close they are to that finish line. As Zenix, I haven't talked about him much today, but that is going to be pole and first. And it looks to be Bahamut 0 crossing the line in P2. Massively strengthening his chance to try and push for that third spot. At bag 1 on the road will be P3. However, with that 10-second penalty, whether he can get it removed or not, should never know. But it looks to be Mischief in P3. Bag 1 in P4, Psycho in P5. We'll have a look at this little battle here. Martin's not close enough to Guido. Looks like Guido's just going to keep P6. Very good drive from the Red Bull. Mike and Chisholm battling ridiculously hard. But now nearly Psycho crosses the line. It's a Haas 2-4. Guido crosses the line. Great drive from Guido. Martin, what's happening here? As what's happened, Chisholm is off. Aaron goes into P7, Martin P8, Maverick P9. Mike and Chisholm, looks like Mike's going to take P10. Not really sure what happened there in that entry of Sector 3. Mike from Chisholm, Barnsley right there as well. Quick Pig, who's going to try and keep this 3-second gap to Shani Pichu. Looks like he's kept it. Sauber 12-13. Shani Pichu in P14. Actually, Inazuma's really closed the gap on Matty. But it looks like Matty is going to take a points finish. P15 for the Alpine. But Mischief has moved not just one step closer to the title, but he's scurried along, probably moved about 10 or 11 baby steps. In terms of baby steps, probably about 1 million baby steps closer to the title. He's got a foot in the door now. With how consistent he's been all season, it's going to be tough to move him off that top spot. As we see, Zenix has the triple first, pole and fastest lap by quite a bit as well. Very, very strong race from Zenix. Bahamut, very strong race in P2. And then Mischief rounds off your top 3. Again, I'm not going to say it again. A quite strong... I'll say it again. A very strong race from Mischief there. From P7 up to P3, or P8 up to P3. And it solidified his title chances. He's not over the line just yet. Still 2 races to go. Nini Psycho has the upper hand in that battle for P3. So I think he already had the P3. Third in the championship. Barnsley only P12.